Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for October 28th, 29th, and 30th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, if you're new to the channel, or if you just want to bypass and cross-watch, then down there under the description is a timestamp, because this is the introduction and it's on all the videos. So if you want to bypass, go straight to whatever the video is you want, the part of the video you want, go down there, okay? Okay. Now, you know that this is the weekend, and I want to thank everyone. I am starting to feel better. I'm starting to actually have more energy, which is wonderful. I will be getting on soon. I've been reading the comments, but I haven't been able to answer the comments just yet. I go to answer the comments and say, oh, I think I need a little nap. Sorry, so I'm still napping during the day. Whatever this is, it's not horrible. It just makes you want to sleep. So don't worry about any of this. Carve out some time should this happen where you can get some rest. Chicken noodle soup or chicken soup, wonderful, wonderful recovery tool. Anyway, this is the weekend, so I am going to be using my Radley Valentine deck, my Angel Tarot cards. For the main reading, I will use my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I will use my Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue, the Angels of Abundance, and of course I'll pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, because this is the introduction, I am going to be using my Waite Rider Tarot deck, and I'll pull about 3 cards from there, and then I will pull one from my Colleen Barrett Reed, the Good Tarot. I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. Just remember, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? Okay. Now, just kind of going over what's the weird stuff going on in the world. You know, we are in Scorpio season. As of today, we are having that new moon. It was a partial solar eclipse, which actually gives a really big jump start to whatever's going to be happening right now. And then in 2 weeks later, we are going to have that full moon, and it's going to be a Taurus full moon, and it will be a total lunar eclipse. Now, normally that's not so bad, but we are in the, and I shouldn't say so bad, we are in the Taurus. Taurus is in the northern node and Scorpio is in the southern node. Scorpio has this, Scorpio in the southern node brings about a lot of karmic past, okay? While Taurus in that northern node is about building a future. But we are in the karmic past. We are dealing with some things that maybe we didn't deal with right, or maybe we were just not aware of. And remember too, and I know you have to look at this whole big thing, and it gets very, very overwhelming. You know, I talk about Saturn, illusion versus reality, and so many things that we haven't really looked at that's the reality of our world. Then we have something that just went on, or I talked about the full moon, and that's going to have some Uranus type of influences, really, really strong Uranus type, to the point people have said that, when I just do my research, a lot of this is what I get from my feelings and from my research per se, or how I interpret what I'm getting from research. But they're saying that there's going to be so much of this. It's going to be very structured, very strictured. It's just going to be very boxed in type of energy, especially around that full moon. So, so that in itself, very, very tight. And again, I'm always talking about that good old Saturn in Aquarius. Now, the other thing that we need to talk about is, okay, basically we have we have Jupiter that has been retrograding, and it is retrograding from Aries into Pisces. Now, I'd said it wasn't necessarily going slow, but it is starting to go slow, because around November, I'm not sure, November 20th or something, it starts to go direct again. So this goes back into that it's starting to go direct, retrograde stationary. And this is where things start to look at, I'm always thinking the stationary part is where the energies are really concentrating on whatever needs to happen now. Okay, so it is doing that. But then we also have on the 29th Mercury entering Scorpio. So again, news, news, electronics, hearing things, just fast acting, almost like not being able to hold on to your hat. Remember, it's like hold on to your hat, where, things are about to get shaky now, or things are about to move fast. That's what's going to be happening more with Mercury in Scorpio. And remember, Scorpio to me does not like secrets. Scorpio also has that transformation type of energy, such as Pluto has, the rising of the Phoenix. But another interesting part, though, is October 30th. Mars is going retrograde. So what's interesting about that is we're coming to the end of a retrograde season. Okay, I think that even Neptune goes direct, I think, in early December. So we're coming to this towards the end, where it should be tapering off the retrogrades, and now we have a new retrograde that is going into place. So those are little oddities. Another little oddity. So what does it mean? It just means that things are happening that we are not used to seeing happening. And again, it's like all of this planetary movement wants to really shake things up more and more and more. Now, the other interesting thing that's kind of lovely for us, though, is I did post, I think it was more on Facebook. I'm sorry, not feeling as well. I did not post it on our community chat, here. But I posted this thing with Venus. Venus goes through this cycle. It's a 1-year cycle, but then it does it 8 years in a row. And when it does this, and if you look at the computer simulation of it all, it turns into this beautiful flower pentagram, very loving, just very beautiful to behold. Now, for the last 90 plus years, this petal, journey, and like I said, it does it every 8 years. Each petal starts and has been ending in Scorpio. This time around, it is doing it in Libra. So it will be doing this for a good another 90 to 100 years, where it starts in Libra season and then it ends in Libra season. And like I said, it does this for an 8-year cycle until it comes to the beginning again, and it creates something quite beautiful. It really, really is a beautiful thing. So let's see what we have here. Venus is in Scorpio. We are in Scorpio. The new moon is in Scorpio. We do have, like I said, Mercury is entering into Scorpio, and Mars in Gemini is going retrograde at 9:26 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And, that's Mars. Now, I do associate Mars with Aries because Mars is Aries. Aries is Mars. Greek, Roman mythology, whatever you want to say. But Mars is also very strongly connected with that recycle, that death, birth type of energy of Scorpio. So I just feel like these 2 weeks, there's just a lot of interesting stuff, and just be prepared for an interesting ride. The other thing, though, is not to worry about any of it. Not to worry about any of it. These are things that happen, and we just continue. Whatever is going on in the world, in the universe, no matter how, it can feel very, very stressful, and I do get stressed too, but I still have to live my life, okay? And I still work to keep my vibrations high, because that's part of our job, is to keep our vibrations high. Lots of activity happening this coming weekend, coming and going. We have the 8 of rods, 8 of fire. Lots of activity happening. Again, not knowing if we're coming or going. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Passionate, very burning, very determined energy. 8, unlimited opportunities and possibilities. Things happening that we're not necessarily, like I said, things happening that we're not necessarily in the best control of. But it's not horrible energy. It's not out of control energy. They are, but again, we don't know if it's coming or going. Okay, let's see what else we might have here. Remember, rods, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, burning, passionate, determined. Next card up, the World. So this is reverse. So the reversed energy has, to me, it's a little stronger energy. Other people read reverse cards differently. I just say, hey, pay attention. So we have a 21, we have a 2. 2 is choices, decisions. We have a 1, new beginning. The World is basically things are completed, things are done, things are happening, but you've done what you needed to do. Now, could it just be that there's a lot of, could we just read it very simply that there's a lot of activity going on in the world? We don't know if we're coming or going. Definitely we can do that. But the World does give a very good vibration that says, again, not to worry, not to stress. These are things that have to happen. They have to happen in order for a lot of that, a lot of what I was just saying in the heavens to be completed. Okay, next card is, now we have that 7. We have that 7. 7 is a divine number to me. It is a divine number. It gives me a divine umbrella. It says that even if things are happening you don't like, it is happening for a reason, and there is a divine covering. Okay, now we have a sword energy. Sword energy is our air energy. It is our Aquarius, our Gemini, and our Libra energy. So, basically, Aquarius and Gemini have a lot going on in the game right now. They're, Gemini, Mars, by going retro, is going to be covering a lot of old ground. And like I said, whenever things, and it's retro stationary right now. So it's kind of watching and seeing, what do I need to do? But as it goes retro and it starts to pick up a little more movement, it goes and really looks at what was left undone. So, what else needs to be cleaned up? Now, we do see this guy. This does have a kind of that 5 of sword energy where he's kind of has that sneaky snake energy. So swords is about making plans, thinking things through. It is about basically, like I said, hearing news too. But it's all about, hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. But so, like I said, there is that sneaky snake type of stuff. But the 7 of swords to me is giving me a trickster energy right here. It's kind of like, look over there, don't look over here. So let me divert your attention. I'm kind of like, while you're thinking everything's all nice over here, I'm making way, and I'm taking the 5 swords over here. So there is a sneaky snake energy here, but there's also a trickster energy. So be aware of your environment. Be aware of, like I said, this has to do with making plans, but it's also hearing news. It's also strategy. So again, it's, does it concern the world? It could. The world, though, does give us that energy that says, not to worry so much. But lots happening. Look over here. Don't look over there. There's a trickster energy. There's a diversion energy, and it surrounds the world. So let's see what we've got going on here. Let's see. For this energy, for this going on. Higher power. Now remember, if I didn't say this, I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power, Holy Spirit, God, whoever that is that you say. I say God, Holy Spirit, and just say whatever you want, whatever this is your channel, not mine. So here we go. Let's see what we've got. Higher power. What else is there about this weekend? Interesting times. As always, interesting times. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, how lovely is this? Okay, so again, reversed. We have drawn the Tower card. So this is a 16, this is a 1, new beginning, 10, transitional energy. 6 is the number of man. It's the energy you put into something. 1 plus 6, though, is a 7. So it is divinely covered. It is divinely guided. It is the Tower card. It is where everything feels like it's falling apart and falling down. But again, it's one of these times that it has to do this. Now, there is also a very big cleansing with this falling. There is this there's a sense of, whatever this is that's falling apart, it is getting rid of the things that we don't need anymore. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy energy. It doesn't mean that it's easy to get through. We have to maintain, we just have to keep our eyes, on this world card. We have to remember things will turn around. Things will, everything goes full circle energy. But the Tower card is not necessarily a pleasant card to go through. But in order for something to be, to be rebuilt, or I shouldn't say rebuilt, in order for something to be built, it needs solid ground. I do get this energy with this, though. I am picking up a lot of the gray energy here, but I do have that blue sparkles, not sparkles, but the blue kind of shining through also. But the gray energy is not necessarily, like I said, it's not necessarily a positive, but it's something that has to be done in order for things to be moving on. Okay? Interesting stuff. Can't really tell you, we will see what we will see. Please take a moment. I know being off that one time, it messes up the algorithm so much. So I would really appreciate it if you could like, share, subscribe, click on the bell, comment. If you've done all of that, undo it and do it again. I get a lot of people telling me that, my videos just don't pop up. I do put them in playlists, and I also get a lot of people telling me that there's missing videos. And I know I really don't post anything until I have all the videos ready to go. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. I'm a small channel, and that would just help a lot. Anyway, why don't we get started with our videos now? Hello, my Aries, and how are you? Well, it does make a little bit of a change now that Jupiter is transitioning into Pisces, but it is going to be starting to slow up a little bit, like I said, because it will be going direct soon enough, in about, what, month's time, I said. So it is off of you for a little bit of time, my Aries, and then it'll come back. So again, this eclipse part, the eclipse season, which is, the new moon to the full moon, it's not necessarily an easy time. So let's just do the best we can, and let's just get through a lot of it, okay? And just know that there is always the other side of the rainbow here for us. Okay, let's see what we've got going on for you, because I am kind of getting that Judy Garland vibe, and, where it's all in black and white, and then once she gets to the other side, it's all in color. So, yeah. Love it when those songs start to come and pop into my head. Okay, let's turn it off. Click, click. Here we go. First card for my Aries, the 5 of water. So 5, change. Change, change, change. Water energy is our Scorpio, Pisces, and it's our Cancer. And Scorpio and Pisces are the really strong, strong players right now. A lot of things to do with your past, a lot of things to do with your deep desires, a lot of things of, kind of looking at, kind of like things are coming undone, but yet they're coming undone for the right reasons. A lot of times with the water, again, like I said, is those water signs, fluid, emotional, very spiritual energy too. And a lot of times it's like, this is where you need to just kind of do a really good cleansing. This could be a spiritual cleansing. This could be one of those times that you just need to kind of just get away a little bit for yourself, and make some connections with, again, I'm always going to say, with your higher power. It just, this is just not one of those really easy times. It's an emotional energy right now, but everything, like I said, everything might feel like it's in black and white right now, but we're just going to get to a point and then everything will be in that beautiful technicolor type of energy for you. It's just getting through it. Not necessarily always easy, but the Five of Water does say that things happen for a reason. It's not, tarot is never to be something to scare you as much as it is to help you get through and to help to guide you. Okay, so things not turning out the way you'd hope, not seeing the positive in the situation, crying over spilled milk. So this is where you kind of look back and you're like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Well, you did it because, for one thing, you're human. For another thing, you did it because you thought it was the right thing at the time. And another reason is because you needed to learn a lesson. I hate to learn lessons. I don't like it. But if you learn it and you say, okay, I've learned it, or if you say, even I've had it kind of like, you know what, I don't want this lesson again. I'm going to pass, thank you much. And in a way that is you're saying that you learned it too. So there is a lot of learning your lesson. It's just always messy to clean up, it's just messy to clean up. But once you clean it up, once you're done, it's done. Next card, I should say, the Queen of Earth. Now, Queen's underlying energy is water. Okay, we just talked about that. Earth energy is our Capricorn, our Taurus, and our Virgo energy. Capricorn and Taurus are very strong here. Now, the Queen is, she's very regal. She does have a caring energy. She does feel very sensitive towards things and her people, but she's also very pragmatic. She's very practical. She knows what she needs to do, and she is going to do what she needs to do. So she's not letting emotion necessarily direct her. Okay, she feels it, she knows it, and she's not necessarily saying that she's not hiding her emotions per se, but she's going to take care of business and she's going to do what needs to be done. Okay, so don't necessarily worry about what needs to be done, because you're going to do it. I'm sorry, I had to step away for a moment. So we're at the Queen of Earth. I thought that she was very pragmatic. She's going to take care of business, but she's also going to take care of herself. She's also going to do what the right thing is to do for herself. Anyway, the Queen of Earth is thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. I just feel a little bit of, she just needs to, I don't know, my Aries, whatever's going on this week, it is going to be, yes, you need to make sure you're taking care of others, but I think it's okay for you to be a little bit, to watch your own self-interests this week. And, okay, let's see what we've got going here. Next card is the King of Water. So now we've got a royal couple here. King's underlying energy is air. Sword energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, thought processes, making plans, thinking things through. Water energy, again, what we've talked about. So you do have a lot of this emotional water energy flowing through it, a lot of this Scorpio. Now, I talk about the Scorpio south nodes, and a lot of it is dealing with past energy. So this is going to be one of those times that you're dealing with some some issues that maybe you should have dealt with during the past, but they just, maybe it wasn't the right time, or maybe it just never really felt like you could bring it up at that moment. Anyway, I feel like there's a lot of, especially with this Five of Water, there's a lot of past issues that you're dealing with, and a lot of things you need to clean up, and a lot of things you need to, I don't know, go through. It's not, you're not going to be able to go around it. You're not going to be able to go over it or under it. You're going to have to go through it. And the King of Water, like I said, thought processes, air, think things through, very wise. Water, the water energy, the King of the Water has gone through the emotional ringer. There's there's a gentleness and a kindness still with the King of Water. There is also a, that no matter what happened, there is looking at the past or looking at the future still with a a little bit of rose tinted glasses, still knowing that there is still good out of there. So whatever this King of Water is about, he has not become jaded. He's gone through this. There's lessons learned. This Five of Water, again, you're not able to go over it or around it. You have to go through it. But the King of Water has gone through the emotional roller coaster, but he still can be caring. He's not broken. He's not wounded. I mean, he could be a little wounded, but he's not broken. How's that? So, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. So I do feel like, like I said, you can look after your own self-interests here. You have to be kind to yourself, be kind to others too. That is something with the King of Water. But I just feel like there's a lot of lessons that have been learned, and they're all coming to, I don't know, shall we say roost this weekend, or they're all coming to a head this weekend. Could be. Let's see. What else do we have for our Aries here? What do we have for our Aries? Aries, Aries, Aries. Here we are. Here we go. Intuition, the High Priestess. 2, make a decision. So we have a 5-2, a 2-5. 2s are crossroads choices. Make a decision energy. Maybe coming together. The intuition is following your gut. This is a very strong energy right now. We are in the thinnest part of the veil between the supernatural and the natural, the metaphysical and the physical. And this is one of those times to trust your gut. This is definitely a time to trust your gut, my Aries. And at the same time, it is looking in. It is looking, part of that is at the, what we call shadow work, is looking at that parts of us that we may not necessarily want to look at. It is looking at what with the King of Water especially, it's looking at what we did to buy into whatever this situation is. And at the same time, the King of Water does teach us to forgive also. But this is about intuition. This is about, there is a very strong spiritual weekend energy around here, spiritual energy for this weekend. Very, very connected, with the, with higher power. We also, did we have the intuition, the High Priestess? No, we didn't have the High Priestess, I don't think, in the introduction. But it is about, the intuition, High Priestess. She only gives you what you can handle, okay? But she does try to stretch you. She says you can if she says you can handle a little more, she will let you know that. And now the part about intuition, though, is many times, like I've said, intuition versus wishful thinking. But sometimes we like to ignore our intuition. And this may be one of those this looks like it's going to be one of those weekends that, especially with all the water energy, that we may want to pay a little more attention to our intuition. Okay? So, interesting, not necessarily, again, but this is that time that we're really dealing with a lot of past energies right now. And there's a lot of cleanup. These, the eclipse time, this has a little more, potency than maybe even the last one did in the spring. Okay, so let's see what we've got, what Angels of Abundance has for my Aries. Here we go. Here we go. Somebody just had this. I think Cancer did. So if you know of anyone who's a Cancer, or if you have Cancer in your chart, you might want to cross-watch. Have courage to ask for and accept help. That's a very hard thing to do. Anyway, asking for help is a sign of strength, and as accepting it as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. You've got a lot of emotional energy this weekend, a lot of it. I mean, that Queen of Earth, she keeps you, she keeps you from being a hot mess, but but there's a lot of sensitive energy around you. Doesn't mean you're going to be overly sensitive. It's just there's a lot of being sensitive to the energies around you. Anyway, let's see. Crystal or energy for my Aries. What do we have here for my Aries? Here we go. So yeah, it is okay to take care of yourself this weekend, my Aries. It is okay for you to feel your feelings. It is okay for you to sense and to trust your senses, and for you to, it is okay for you to also ask and accept help. Okay, let's see. Amazonite is about solace, healthy lifestyle, clear communication, and balance. So, my Aries, I was thinking of my Jupiter in Pisces right now. Jupiter will transition back to Pisces in back to Aries in December. So just hold on. That's where things will start to feel a little bit calmer for you. Not to say that they won't feel that much better after maybe after the eclipse season. So after the full moon. So don't give up any hope. There's a lot of things that you have to just get to work and just to do. Okay. Anyway, my Aries, take a moment. Please like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell for notifications. It helps the small channel like me, so thank you. As always, though, my Aries, always know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.